Hello, welcome to Shamika Talks, where I share with you my family values and the things that matter to me the most. And one of the things that matters to me the most is education. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the curriculum picks that I chose for this year, and I'm going to let you see inside, as promised, this curriculum. Okay, let's start with Language Lessons for a Living Education by Master Books. I want to show you inside of this book. The pages are beautiful and colorful. This is the scope and sequence. If you don't know what a scope and sequence is, it just gives you an overall view of everything that your student will be learning. And so if you are in the state of Georgia, the state does require that you write a report on your student every year. And so you can use this scope and sequence as a guide and kind of summarize what they are saying and put it in your report for your student. And you can look at every subject and do the same thing. You sometimes can go online and look up the scope and sequence and just copy and paste all of the information to your report. So this is the scope and sequence, and then it gives a course description. I love that it gives a great overview to the parents here. If you want to read this stuff, it talks about book reports. It talks about the spelling and vocabulary. It just gives you a lot of tips on how to make your child's experience fun. What I love about Master Books is that everything is very simplified. So unlike other curriculums like Abeka, you don't have to do much reading in order for your child to learn. As you can see, everything is broken down by weeks and days, and it tells you exactly what your student should be doing on that particular day. And so I want to walk you through the first week and just kind of show you what that looks like. And it has 2 semesters here, first semester and a second semester. And again, it just allows you to, be able to have a good overview of what your student is going to be learning. And then I love that every single day they have a lesson that you can just read to your student. It's a story reading, and it kind of prepares them for whatever their lesson is. And then it has just a little note here for the teacher. So that's just a small little tip to give parents, before the lesson. And so you get that little story, and then it moves into your day 1. All right. So every week you're going to have a lesson, and that one lesson is going to pretty much cover the entire week of assignments. And so there's an analogy here, and it's just very simple for day 1. All right. And so then it moves into your day 2. And again, it's just very simple. And I appreciate that about, Master Books, is that everything is very simplified and nothing is overwhelming. And so day 3 is here. Day 4. Day 5, this is a review. And then it goes into day 5 here. And then gives you a little bit more practice here. But then again, here we are at week 2 with a picture study. And I love that they go back and forth between a reading study and a picture study. So this is week 2, which is considered lesson 2. And then it breaks down the exercises in days. Hold on. All right, so now we're on exercise 1 for day 6 of school. And this is exercise 2 for day 7 of school. So your, children are staying on track by the days. And I love that, again, about Master Books. Okay, so I want to walk you through here. And so here we are on the 3rd week, and there's a story reading. All right, so it alternates. I'm going to try to get to the 4th week. Here it is. Sorry, guys. Poetry reading, week 4, lesson 4. All right, so that's how Master Books Language Lessons for a Living looks inside. Moving on to Spelling, Vocabulary, and Poetry by Abeka. I love how colorful Abeka's curriculum is. Definitely love Abeka for early years, all right, from preschool, 2 years old, 3 years old, all the way up to about middle school is when I'd say Abeka is very beneficial, at least up until about fourth grade, which is where, I went up with my kids. And if you're interested in looking at any of that curriculum, just again, subscribe to my channel. And next week, I'll probably pull out some Abeka curriculum and allow you guys to look inside of that curriculum from when my kids were younger so that you can get a feel for what that looks like inside. But this is spelling, vocabulary, and poetry. And again, it's so colorful and beautiful. And so it has a little saying here, spelling, breakdown. S for say, spell, and say each and every word. P is for practice on paper before you play. And I'm not going to go over all of that, but I love that. And then let's just move on to what's inside. This is 4th and 5th grade. And so it gives you a scripture. I love this. This is spelling list 1. A man that hath friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. And then it has spelling words here. Again, Abeka is a Christian curriculum, and so is Master Books. So just letting you guys know that up front. And then they have a phonics focus, vocabulary words, and then challenging words. And I love this. So everything is broke down by days. All right. So this is like, your overview of what you're going to learn during the week, your spelling list. And then for day 1, they would do this. For day 2, they would do this. For day 3, 4, and then that's it. So 5 would be, maybe a test. And this is spelling list 2 for the next week. And the same thing. There's going to be a day 1, a day 2, a day 3, a day 4, and then their test. And so like day 2 looks small, but they're writing super sentences. So it says on notebook paper, write 3 sentences, use 1 spelling rule word in each sentence. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This is very easy and would be easy for my kids. So I probably would have them at least do 1 or 2 of these a day and then review maybe their spelling words, spelling with each other on another day. And again, with curriculum, because you're a homeschool mom, you can make it as easy or challenging as you want it to be. All right. So this is just giving you an idea of what Abeka's spelling looks like. And again, for those early years, I love Abeka. And if you want to subscribe to my channel so that you can look inside at some of the curriculum that my kids used in their early years, feel free to do so. I'll definitely pull that out next week. This is Writing Strands with Master Books, and it focuses on skills such as sentence variety, paragraphing, and writing narratives. Okay, so it's definitely a great beginner's book, but I want to show you, obviously they have all the introductions and principles and all of the things for the parents in the beginning. Like I told you in the other curriculum, they have a scope and sequence, and gives you just an overall view of what the student's going to be learning throughout the year. But then here's the breakdown of the first semester as it was in the language books. It goes by week and days. And I love that again about Master Books. Simplifies everything for you. All right. And okay, so let's look at this first page here. Writing lesson 1. Day 1. So remember, whenever Master Book says lesson 1, they're referring to the week. And so this is week 1, day 1, and they're talking about describing adjectives. And it says, what is it? Describing adjectives. Let's look at number 1. It says, let's start with something easy. Look at your pencil and then write this sentence. It is a pencil. And then number 2, now write 1 word description of the pencil. You may use a word like yellow or long, and it tells them to write that word here. Number 3, think of a sentence that contains the adjective or descriptive word you wrote to describe the pencil. If needed, ask your teacher to explain adjectives and then write the sentence. So I love, again, how simple this is. And this is day 1. And then obviously the back is here. And then you're moving on to lesson 1, week 1, day 2. And again, everything is so simplified. All right. It's no more than 2 pages per day, and everything is simple. And so I think this is just a great, writing curriculum. It's not too easy, but it's not too hard. This is day 5 of the lesson 1, and it says, this is the best sentence I wrote this week. There's a lot of reflection, and so they go back to the best sentence that they wrote and they write it. I think it is the best because I made this mistake this week, and this is what I learned to help me avoid making the mistake again. All right, so these are things that they get to talk about. All right, so that's the writing strands and why I love that. This is Writing with Purpose, Penmanship, Creative Writing by Abeka. And again, I just go through and I can, make copies of these pages and allow them to just, get some cursive in. And so this is just a sample. It's, reminding them of their strokes and the patterns and the angles. There's scripture in this as well. This says, even a child is known by his doings, whether his work be pure and whether it be right. Proverbs 20:11. And so they're writing these scriptures. They're writing these, words and copying them. And so this is just, an option, just something that they can do if they get bored again, like I said. And, I can make copies of this and they're able to write, in this book. All right. All right. This is math, Lessons for a Living Education, level 4. And it's the same concept. I'm going to just go on to where we have our weeks and our days and just kind of show you here. This is a lesson 1, remember week 1. And it has a little story that you can read or your child can read. And then it's combined with a lesson. Exercise 1, day 1. All right. Exercise 2, day 2. So they're just doing 1 page per day. And it's still colorful, not as colorful as Abeka, but, it's good enough. And we're going to try it out and see, how my kids like it. This is lesson 2, week 2. Comes with a nice story. And then it comes with the daily lessons, which is no more than 1 page, maybe 1.5, depending on what they're doing. But for the most part, it looks like it's just 1 page. All right. So again, a reading and then the lesson. Okay. Next is ecology through master books. And, I just teach from this book. I just look through it, and these are the chapters here. There's a section on how to use the book. There's the ecology, the study of the house, what's on the menu today, a fungus among us. And I just teach from these. I just go over, a little bit in it. This is chapter 1. Again, it's very colorful. It's beautiful. And we just read through it. We just read through it and go over what's in it. Those are the pages, just so that you can see. Just a very colorful and, just bright book full of things that you can, teach your child. And in the back, it has like a large map there. Other book, Bugs, Big and Small, God Made Them All. Same thing, just a colorful book. I'll probably be more in this book than I'll be in the ecology. But I love these pictures. I just love how big and, it's an exciting science book, in my opinion. I think they're going to get super excited studying things from this book. And it focuses on bugs. And this is, again, a quick look into the bugs, big and small. It also comes with some big posters. There's this. Okay. And this opens up, guys. It's like, and it just grows and grows and grows. And it's just full of information on rocks and the earth and all of the things. So yeah, it's huge. Just a fun way to learn and to flip through. Reading and studying all the concepts and all of the information. Okay, there it is. Next we have science experiments. And again, I'm just going to do a flip through here of this book and just kind of show you some examples. A lot of this you can do at home. There's things you can do at home. And they're using lemons, just things that you already have in the house. A balloon, cups, coins. I haven't looked through this much, but it looked very interesting to me. This is a science experiment using a Sharpie pen. And again, you can get any science experiment book and make it fun for your kids and, you know, just have fun. All right, I found this at Ollie's. It was $2.99, y'all. You can't beat that. All right, maps and geography from Amazon. I have honestly not looked through this book, but online it looked like it was fun and interesting. And these pages are, you know, pretty colorful. Let's look and see what the front looks like. All right. All right, table of contents. It's colorful. It looks interesting to me. All right, so it's not telling me like what day to do what, but you know, I probably would have my students do one or two pages a day. I'm gonna go back and look through more of these, but you know, it looks interesting. It definitely focuses on maps, and then okay, now it's getting more into what I really want them to learn, and that's the states and the capitals, and we've already began learning those, and they're doing a great job, but I just really wanted them to have something to work through. So I think I'm gonna like this. They'll probably do about 2 pages per day, maybe, because it looks like it's a little fun and something that they can, you know, yeah. So there's that. This is my story in the world around me, level 1. This was a curriculum that I purchased for my oldest, Jeremiah, when he was in like 3rd grade, I believe, 2nd or 3rd grade. And it's the same thing. It's master book, so it's set up the same way with the weeks and the days. And so I just remember just loving how it explores the community. Number 1, it has a map here. And I love how it talks about the community, and it starts with the family, and it gives these words. This is lesson 1. And then, you know, it just, again, it's Christian. This is, you know, lesson 1, day 1. And it has questions here. What are some reasons God created the family? Who in your family could you be nicer to and why? Like, they're very reflective questions. And I just, you know, I love this. I love how it then goes into, you know, just talking about applying the Bible to the world we live in today, and talking about family, you know, and then it goes into talking about Noah and his family. And then I love this. Look at this family tree. So what I would do is make a copy of this and give it to both of them to create their own family tree. And then, this is day 3 of the week, and we're talking about, sports and games and, just all of the things that families do together. And I just love this. I love the breakdown, and then I love that they have to write and do the crossword puzzles. Like, it's just, I like it. And then there's the vocabulary words. So this is very easy. And so I'm going to teach from it and use it as a baseline, but I'm going to challenge my students a little bit, harder. They may do a book report on their family and the, family tree. We might do the family tree, but they may write something about every person in the family or something like that. They may even draw pictures of the members of their family. We might make a scrapbook or something, but we'll take these concepts. This is lesson 2, which is week 2. And here is my community. And it talks about the community town, the community, the town, the church, and, maps. And, it tells them to draw their room. And it's mimicking this map of the community. So I like this. I love this. It's very easy, but man, it's just fun and information that I think we'll have fun exploring. Welcome to my city. And then we'll talk about the city we live in, and we'll compare these lessons to our lives and, the community that we live in. All right. So that's that. Then we have Battlefield of the Mind for kids and for teens. And I want to just kind of show you the one for the kids. I have this book as an adult, and it's been very helpful. I read it a few years ago, and it's good. And let's just look at the chapters. Chapter 1, Thoughts Have Power. Chapter 2, What's on Your Mind. Chapter 3, Gossip, Gossip, Gossip. Chapter 4, Whoa, watch out for the things that can poison you. Chapter 5, what are you thinking? Chapter 6, who's minding your mind? Chapter 7, making the grade means getting a new mind. And then chapter 8, doubt and depression belong to the dumpster. All right, and then there's more chapters here. And I love how they can read it like a chapter book, and there's pictures in here. And I just think that this is just a good read for them to read on their own, but also with, parents as a devotional. All right, so this is just a quick look inside. I love this. Ending number 2 sample, ending number 1 sample, ending number 2 sample, ending number 3. I love it. This is cute. I think they're going to love this book. Okay. All right. And so that's the kids. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys look at the teen one as well. All right. Let's look at some of these chapters. Is my mind normal or what? Chapter 2, where is my mind? Chapter 3, your mind, your battle. John, Mary, and the blended family that doesn't want to blend. What are you thinking about? Perseverance pays off. The power of the positive, struggling with unbelief. Think about what you're thinking about. And then 6 states you do not want to live in. The state of confusion, the states of doubt and unbelief, the state of worry, the state of judgment, the state of passivity. And then it just goes on and on. Okay. And so this one is just a little bit more, teenagerish. No pictures or anything like that, but it seems like a good read. All right. Yeah. So that's that. So this is the last section. I'm not going to go through all of these books, but I got these from Amazon, and they're very cute reads as well. These are caricatures of actual people in history that I really want my kids to, learn about and be able to identify. And so this first one is Rosa Parks, and there's a picture of her there. And then it just talks about her life. Who was she? And kind of takes them through, just the story, of all of the people. And yeah, has some pictures in it, but they're pretty much chapter books, things that they can read. just to become more familiar with their history. All right, so, yeah. All right, and that's that.